The year was 1981, the year one of Singapore's most notorious crime cases took place. 2 children were reported missing on separate occasions, 9-year-old Agnes Siew and 10-year-old Ghazali Marzuki. At that point of time, nobody knew that these 2 disappearances would be related. The 2 children did not lose their way, they were kidnapped. The culprit, 39-year-old spirit medium Adrian Lim and his 2 holy wives, Tan Mui Choo and Hoe Kah Hong. Tan and Hoe fell under the influence of Lim when they were advised by their family and friends to seek him for treatment. They became firm believers in Lim's supernatural powers. Tan eventually married officially to Lim, and both Tan and Hoe were made his holy wives in front of an altar of deities. Hoe, under the instruction of Lim, first abducted Agnes from the Church of the Risen Christ in Toa Payoh on January 24, 1981 at about 4 p.m. Agnes was fed with food and drink laced with sedative before Lim sexually abused and suffocated her. When she was unconscious, they drew her blood, drank it, and smeared it on a portrait of an idol. She was found in the wee hours the next day at Block 12, 1 block away from Lim's apartment. Her body was stuffed inside a brown vinyl bag. Police started investigating the case but were limited by insufficient clues and leads. It was only when they found Ghazali that they had their big breakthrough. Ghazali was also lured by Hoe on February 6th. He was also drugged with sedative, but it was not strong enough to keep him asleep. The trio panicked when the boy awoke and decided to choke him. After drawing his blood, they decided to drown him. When police arrived, they found a trail of blood from the young boy's body. They followed the trail of blood which eventually led them to Lim's apartment at Block 12. Police conducted a search in Lim's apartment and saw various religious idols smeared with blood, as well as vials of blood stored in the fridge. But what police found next could only confirm their involvement in the crime. A piece of paper inside a telephone book with 2 names written on it, Agnes and Ghazali. Police arrested Lim, Hoe and Tan after the search. The 3 of them confessed to their crimes and revealed that the murders were an act of revenge against the police. 3 years earlier, Lim was allegedly framed for rape by his previous holy wife, Lucy Lau Kok Kwang, and was charged. I felt that I had been framed and that the police had been blind. We wanted revenge and had a meeting. At the meeting, we decided to kill small children, Lim said. Lim then testified during the trial that he had killed the children as sacrificial offerings to the deity Kali, whom he believed would aid him in escaping the rape charge. He initially wanted to kill 6 children. All arguments of them suffering from mental illness were rejected. The judges said that Lim was purposeful in his pursuits, patient in his planning, and persuasive in his performance for personal power and pleasure. His accomplice Tan was always a willing party to Lim's loathsome and nefarious acts, while Hoe was a simple person who can be easily influenced. The trial lasted for 41 days before the verdict was in. Adrian Lim, Tan Mui Choo, and Hoe Kah Hong were sentenced to death. Lim accepted the verdict, but Tan and Hoe appealed, claiming mental illness. However, both appeals were dismissed. On death row, a Catholic nun named Sister Gerard Fernandez helped Tan and Hoe with their sorrows through repentance. Tan began spending hours in prayer, while Hoe was baptized a Catholic. On the week before execution, Lim joined in, asking for confession and repentance. The 3 were hanged in Changi Prison on 25th November 1988